Okay, good morning, everyone. Up nice and early today because we're doing, well, it's MSQ day, so making sure I got plenty of time to do everything I need to do today. So looking forward to all of that. Hope your guys' day is going well. Hope your week's going well so far. Mine's going alright. Could have been a bit better yesterday. Of course, Stanley Cup Finals were last night. The last game of the season is done. Vegas won the cup, which, honestly, good for Vegas. However, I did want Florida to win. I do wish Florida would have put up a bit more of a fight in the finals, but they are kind of, as it turns out, they were kind of plagued with injuries, it seems, going into the last few games or going into the finals. So I think this, yeah, it was just a bad time. Every team I want to win was just got plagued with injuries at some point throughout the series or the playoffs. So it is what it is. Congrats to Vegas. They're a real damn good team. They deserve the cup win. Of course, I would have liked Florida to win it because Luongo still deserves a cup. Damn it! It would have been great just to see him lift that cup if he got the chance to. But it is what it is. So that's about it for hockey. Hockey season's over. I got nothing to talk about hockey anymore at least until October. So I will not be talking about hockey that much anymore. But I will say, of every series that Vegas had, the only team that managed to lead them in the series was the Jets. So Winnipeg was the only team to have a lead over Vegas in the playoffs because they won the first game of they won the first game of the playoffs and beat them. Then it got swept right after that. So, well, a lead is a lead. So I'll take that, I guess. That's all how it is. Anyways, we're doing 5.4 today. We're in Mordona. That's where the next quest is. Alizé's quest, to be exact. I had to rewatch the ending cutscene of 5.3 with Xenos and Fandaniel because when I first watched that cutscene, when I was looking through the story, I got distracted because I got a 2,000 person raid from Xeno, courtesy of Spuds. So I had to rewatch the cutscene. Now I did, with no distractions, and it gets me really excited for Endwalker. So I expect big things leading up to it. We got this patch and then patch 5.5, I believe, and then it's time for Endwalker. So fun thing, exciting. I'm really excited to do it. So that's about it. I'm not sure what's in store for us today. I expect a bit more of a lighthearted patch compared to what we experienced with 5.3, because my god, that was a very emotional patch, I should say. Elidibus getting all our friends back home. Oh yeah, we got all our friends back home as well last patch, so they are done with Norvarant. He can never go back except me, so I gotta be the one person to kind of go back and forth. Also, Graha's back. Look at that. There he is. We brought him home as well, so he's now he's now a member with us. Part of the party, so it's good to have him here. From what I've seen, he's a bit of a dork, and I like that. It's fun, so looking forward to that. Anyways, we can just talk to Kryl, get the first quest, and just enjoy the story. Oh, greetings, boss of me. Come to look at our friends. Rest assured, everyone's quite well. I've been keeping close eye on them, and have satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene at Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? Oh, okay. Cutscene already.
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I've a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
Oh, so he's going back to espionage stuff, spying.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission.
Oh wow, okay.
Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Oh yeah, he has like magic gunblade bullets, so that makes sense.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Oh! Oh fuck!
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh wow. Oh, everyone's here.
Lise!
Wow.
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
Yeah, your break action revolver gun sword. The gunblade is cool.
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
I don't believe we've met.
Oh, they never did meet. This was all... Well, yeah, CT
Really?
was side
So easy
optional
to
stuff.
assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
I guess he's got to explain everything that happened in 5.0 and the patches throughout.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Yeah, so all the big three Ascians are dead. La Habrea got his ass kicked back in Heavensward, so he's dead by Knights of the Round. We killed Emmet at the end of 5.0, and then we killed Elidibus just at the end of 5.3. So I guess, yeah, I guess that really does just leave Xenos and this Fandaniel fellow as our villains for the next patch, or next expansion, I should say.
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition.
This does make me think that if Endwalker is the expansion where we take care of everything, because I know they did say that Endwalker is going to be like the end of this giant overarching story that's been from A Realm Reborn to, well, whatever Endwalker ends. And I know they have no plans on like discontinuing the game, so I wonder where the story's going to go next. I mean, I guess I'll need to just play the patches and find out.
And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
Oh yeah, that as well, yeah. Emmett did give us a bunch of exposition though on what's happening, what's the deal with Hydaelyn and Zodiac. I still have a slight hunch that I'm one of two things. My character, I'm either a primal myself or somehow an Ascian as well. Those are my two theories.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
Yeah, this was the whole cave thing that Emmett joined us in.
But tell us, Lise, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
Yeah, why is she here?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? All right, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble.
That I know. We watched like the Civil War. I think it was patch. Was it 5.1 or 5. I think it was 5.2. We watched the Civil War, or kind of a bit of it when Xenos was like standing on the roof watching everything. So I know that we know that.
The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald, and we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Right, that's kind of what she was setting out to do.
You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you used to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
That might work.
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
Yeah, save a lot of struggle of just outright killing the people who are tempered.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
Yeah, what meeting? I don't want to deal with politics.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No, that's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
Yeah, he is just a dork.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Alright then. So let's go help Alizé out with her things. There we are. Alright, let's see. When I set out to save Halric, I think Gabu was always at the back of my mind. Having proved that like corrupted are not lost, I'm convinced that the same must be true of the Tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the aether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant, and though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It's by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alizé, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Beck Lug would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul, and a number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what of their ancient counterparts? I know the Allegans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found somewhere, it would surely be at the Etherochemical Research Facility. So what, that's in Heavensward? Like all the way in the floating continent? They were experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Aziz's Law, which means we'll be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of Silvertear Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Well, I can just fast travel. Can't we all just fast travel? That's like a canon thing we can do. Except Thancred, because his like Aether's all fucked up from like the live stream and whatnot back in Heavensward. So can't we just fast travel? When they never been there, so I guess they have to take an airship. This is like her own airship or something. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. I built her as a company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones, and aimed her for luck and prosperity. Shitaru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coin keeper. Hee hee hee. I'd also introduce myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as I'd hoped. But that's all right, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. The Bonanza is equipped with full complement of mana cutters. By the way, feel free to use them to get around Aziz's Law. But enough talk. It's time to fly. All aboard. And there's also Taru's summoner outfit from post A Realm Reborn, or Arcanist, when she decided to try to become like a summoner. Oh yeah, look. Wow. We're here. That was fast. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru's outdone herself. Anyway, here we are, on Aziz's Law, and Alphinaud's report did not do the scale of this place justice. Yeah. I mean, I love the floating continent. Worst choice of becoming a summoner. I love the floating continent just because it's an FF6 reference. I am biased to enjoy this area. It is big, it's a pain in the ass to navigate just because how massive it is, but it is really cool. This appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant to the east. Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Aziz's Law, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to an Aetherite, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Okay. Yeah, this is an FF6 reference. The Warring Triad, all chilling up there. So here's where the relic. The relic which I currently got equipped. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references on tempering. Or to tempering. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption. An overview. That sounds promising. Indeed, let us see what this reporter has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No. Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. Question is, where to look? It says the reports was written by someone named Owen, and it is likely that he kept a copy. I would say there's a distinct possibility, assuming he was a researcher here. He will have had the quarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at Habisphere Control. Let's return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves on the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. We'll see you at the Habisphere. Okay. That's like all the way off over here. Yeah, alright, time to fly. Get to enjoy, at least we get to enjoy the mountain music. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of, Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Habisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the fourth Umbral Calamity. I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Okay, so the cube's just leaving. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example. Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant aether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that this was in the records too? Huh, I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning-expected aether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, it is more exhilarating than I can express. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the aether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with the shards wins. What do you say? Very well. It should be my honor to come third. Well, he knows he's gonna lose already. Hey, look at that. I still do know my Dark Knight opener, so that's good. Even if it is a bit botched with that first bit, I still do know how to do the opener. So maybe one day I'll take it into a trial or a raid, see how I go. Oh, bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have fortified our little race. Congratulations. The lightning shard is yours. Or forfeited, not fortified, forfeited. Is this not Graha? No dramatic entrance. Who is this? Oh, it is him. Ugh, you remember that. In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. Isn't every day you meet an honest-to-God's hero, after all? Okay, it was him. Well, the contest continues, so you'd better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Masumi, for bringing me here. Okay, just a cute, harmless cutscene. I thought it was like an Ascian or something, just coming in out of nowhere, but no, it was him, just hiding. It appears Alizé had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? There you go. Take it. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Masumi, and not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. Yeah, I guess finding things conveniently. Excellent, the system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Habisphere. The only obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they can make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I'm right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first signs of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Alright, I guess he's going in solo. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. Okay, so we're just waiting. Can we play a game of cards, I wonder? Probably not. Probably just gonna be another cutscene. I'm sure this Owen fellow has learned, it was very learned, but iconic corruption, an overview, sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of Aether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphino's was more philosophical. Jeez, English. Philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlene's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphino was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which I mean, the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to that one belief. I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet the young Alphino. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the students of Baldessian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved, but enough about that. What is the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Alright, moment of truth then. Initializing. Scanning for a registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete a biometric authentication. Yeah, press the button and then just everything blows up. Right, he's logging in as a guest. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, your highness. It never ceases to amuse me. It's but a pity the effects will not last forever. Doga and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. Searching. One item found. Iconic corruption. An overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Well, go on then, your highness. Tell the nice no the password. The password's 1. Right, let's see. Glory be to Alleg. Long live Emperor Zand. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance, is she gonna guess right first try or something? Password. The notion that the password could be something so inane it would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. Oh, you had to stop playing 14 for 16? Yeah, 16's coming out, what, 8 days now? God, I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm very excited for 16. I played the demo when it came out. I am so excited for 16, but I guess password wasn't the password. What did that thing just call me? Wild Rose. Courage. What if it is Wild Rose? Data center? Aether. Aether is my data center. Also, first time chatter. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here along my first time MSQ journey. What if it is Wild Rose? Which I know we were talking about FF2 earlier, but Wild Rose is in fact a reference to FF2. If you haven't played it, it's the name of the rebel army, the Wild Roses, I think, and that's like the password to like their base. So this goes way back. Let's give it a try. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be the task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. I guess we're bringing the floating ball to Sid. Come, let us bear the note back to the Rising Stones. Oh, we're just bringing this thing home? Oh, okay. Bringing the floating orb. Let's take the money. Okay, I'm glad this is a bit of a lighthearted patch. This should be fun. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rambora's did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Yeah, oh yeah, Sid's dealing with the weapons, right? With Gaius. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much I might look forward to seeing him again. Him and everyone. But come, let's be on our way. Look at him. All but running. How sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? Oh, so this person's probably doing the exact same thing. Right, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna be buying 16 physical. I have enough. I got plenty of. I have enough money, just like spare cash left around, just to be able to pay with cash probably. Well, how much? Let me take a look. I'll take a look. But yeah, I have 90 bucks Canadian on my desk, so that's enough for the game. Cause inflation is fun. Don't you love inflation? Don't you love how things keep getting more and more expensive, but wages don't? That's great. That's great. It's such a fun time. Yeah, capitalism is amazing. It's great. Anyways, enough about capitalism and money. We're back. Wonderful news, Masami. Tataru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way, even here as we speak. We're on his way here as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Kryl? Ah, well, speaking of politics, here's in-game politics. As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. Of great concern to us is the Third, a legion aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Brutus, aren't they the ones who took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Oh yeah, I forgot. Fandaniel uses this little bitch ass's body, so he's still dead. He's just kind of using his body, like how Elidibus was using Xenos, and how Emmett was using Solus. So it's not actually him. So he's still, you know, Rip Bozo, but it's just his body being used. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Nubyanshu will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict, and so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions, among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, it is not a problem easily solved. The Luminsians, in particular, struggle in their efforts, and Alphinaud and Y'shtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we're dealing with the tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. That is a big ass change container. All I have is like a little plastic safe that's like this big, where I just have all my coins in, or like collectible coins, like special coins. I have like a 2010 Olympics coin from Vancouver way back when, and they're all in pretty good condition. I like to keep just stuff looking good. Yeah. Oh man, this is probably the first time we've seen each other since CT. Sid! Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we have had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. No, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. Oh yeah. Yeah, Sid like reverse engineered like an Alexander or something in the twinning dungeon, so that was weird. But if an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something. What was it? So I like the FF3 theme playing in the background. I've said this every time I play. It is such a good song, the FF3 theme. Well, a treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you need to find the password to this Alligans report. Just so, with nary a clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitech terminal should make short work at identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rambora's. It contains an Alligan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal, and set it to work right away. Yeah, it's insane how Uematsu was able to compose like such great pieces of music with like an NES and SNES sound chip. It's just mental how he did that. Looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, milady. Node, open the report entitled Iconic Corruption, an overview. Password freedom. Password accepted. Bloop opening report. Okay, hologram. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to an alteration of the aether of the soul. Said aether originally exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the aether of an icon, this changes, their soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. Oh look, there's the fiend. By way of an example, exposure to the aether of the fiend, Sephiroth, would cause the subject's aether to become aligned with the element of earth. Okay, so now they're earth people. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure may further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. Oh, so that's how these guys, the little ads. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to the elemental alignment. However, further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icons, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, their prayer serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with the protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Ammon. Isn't Ammon's like the big... Yeah, Ammon's like the skeleton dude with the big, like, feathered cap in CT, right? Yeah, I think it was. Huh. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impertinence, I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I record it in hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. End recording. So not even the Alligans were able to find a cure, or rather, were not given a chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder, what motivated Lord Ammon's decision? More importantly, this confirms that that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate a tempered soul, I fear it would do not to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we should somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. Remember who they were? I don't know. But of course, the memory transference, the process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation. That is, that is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Through thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt a memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did, you're right. Despite my best efforts, I cannot recreate the mechanism, and I can see that that rather clumsy compromise our reach would not provide the basis for a cure. Then perhaps it's better we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have a reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests with the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. It'll take more calculating power, a lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure in a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not like the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology, or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. Alright, off they go. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? Alright then. Right, while Graha, Tia, and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers and go on a gathering spree. I guess it's me to gather the resources. In that case, I'll trust Masabi and Alice with the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Right. Take to the Skysteel manufactory in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Thanalan. People there will give you what we need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thanalan. Yay, back to Ishgard. Ooh, I wonder if we're gonna get to meet some of our Ishgard friends. I hope so. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's go. Ceruleum, you've come to the right man. Fair warning though, the price has shot up on account of the uncertainty with the Empire. So I hope you've got the coin. Oh look, even there's inflation in game. Look at that. Wow, how topical. Well now, a promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's as good as gold to me. Are we gonna meet an old friend? Yes, we are! Oh. Emmerich, yes! Okay, I'm happy.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places. As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course.
Yeah, making big moves. The wave.
Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find.
Yeah. Where the hell is Estinian? Didn't he like say he's going back to Garlemald as well? To like keep scouting? He's never around for long, is he? He always kind of shows up, does one thing, then heads back to do whatever it was he was doing.
I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should you
Yeah.
happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you?
Unemployment adventures.
But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day? A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, even after all these expansions, Emmerich remains one of my favorite characters in the game.
You may count on Ishgard's full support.
I just love Heavensward so much. Like, I don't know, can I say it's nostalgia for me? I don't think I can say it's nostalgia, but I just love Heavensward so much. Like, yeah, Shadowbringers is also, like, fantastic and amazing, but I don't know, I just love Heavensward's, like, story and characters, I feel, much, much more. I guess because it was kind of separate from the ARR crew. You know, like, Alphino, Alze, Thancred, Y'shtola, so it was just a time to meet new characters and just get to hang out with them, I guess, so yeah, I do really enjoy Heavensward. Music was great, it's amazing. This is also, like, kind of where I really, like, fell in love with the game, is Heavensward, because, yeah, I had fun with ARR, but this was, like, yeah, which really, like, sold me on I want to do everything in this game, pretty much. Alright, off we go. Oh wow, they set up like an entire... yeah, it's like an entire... wow. What's she so sad? Looking so sad about? Or she's just tired?
Who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much?
Oh yeah, exhausted.
Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it. Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
Oh, is that Nero? Is he back? He's back.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering.
Yeah, God, what, since Omega? Yeah, since Omega we haven't seen him. So is he still trying to, like, be more impressive than Sid? Or is trying to, not really overtake him, but just accomplish more than him? I guess so.
But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel, not only across dimensions, but through time.
Wait, so they're gonna try, like, to let people travel back and forth between, like, the worlds now? Or just
Doubtless
time
the
travel?
lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 paths to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
By the way, the healing applications of crystal foci proved very useful in getting us to where we are now. I must remember to thank Mikoto.
Right, I've been, yeah, doing the relic weapon stuff as well.
If everyone's ready, let's begin.
Been doing a bit of that off stream, working towards my warrior Shadowbringers relic.
All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
Right, relax time. But in this game, something bad is about to happen. So, or something's gonna require me to help. Yeah, told you.
Damn it. It's overloading.
Chief! She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
They accidentally installed a Bitcoin miner into it.
So very close!
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There.
Now things blowing up.
I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
the demon core, yeah. Is there just a flathead screwdriver hanging around somewhere?
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Well, their big giant computer is broken, but at least...
It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at.
At least he somehow managed to memorize an entire magic spell based off like the 5 seconds the monitor flashed up.
This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
Alright, that's that quest. Oof.